Okay, what do you understand when I say people skill?
Yes.
What do you understand? What is people skill? What? So what it is people skill? For example, sometimes people say technical skill. What is technical skill? You know, for example, computer language, computer coding. This is a technical skill. What it is people skill? People skill is different than technical skill, right?
For example, making friends skills.
Yes, exactly. So you have skills in making good relationships, right? So this is people skill. People gonna like you. You're gonna have more friends, right? So people skills you can apply everywhere. You can apply in your own family, with your parents, with your brothers, with your classmates, with your co-workers, with somebody that you're selling or somebody that you're buying from. So we are living in a society, right? The better relationships you have, the more trust you have from people, the better it is for you, right? For example, one day you're going to graduate from university. If you have no friends at all, so how hard is going to be for you to find a job? But maybe you have 1,000 friends. Oh, I'm graduated now. If you know anything, please tell me. You have 1,000 friends. So that will be easier for you to find a job just because you have more friends, more relationships. Maybe your friends are working in a company. Oh, we have an opening here, so are you interested? And then I'm going to tell you. Because you have this relationship, you might find a job, right? You never know. So people skills is kind of about having good relationships. I'm going to talk about specific. I have several things that I can talk about people skills. For example, the golden rule is this one here. Treat others as you would treat yourself. For example, if I wanted for you to treat me well, I should treat you well as the same way, right? So this is the golden rule. Someone thought about a better rule like this. Like a platinum rule. Platinum is even better than gold, right? Treat others as they would treat themselves. For example, I like ice cream of vanilla ice cream, okay? But perhaps you don't like ice cream, you like chocolate, right? So because you like chocolate, you give me chocolate. This is the platinum, the golden, right? You treat me the way you like to be treated. But I don't like chocolate, I like ice cream, right? So instead of giving me chocolate because you like chocolate, you would give me ice cream because you know that I like ice cream. So when you treat others as they would treat themselves, well, you feel great, right? Because you feel grateful. Oh, there's people who are liking me, they're treating me the way I wanted to be treated myself. This is the kind of the rule that we're going to apply in everything I'll be talking to you about people skills. I have several topics, but today I chose to talk about this one here. I'm going to jump for top number 5, and this is first impressions. All right, can someone tell me what it is a first impression? Can you tell me what it is, first impression? Can you tell me? Any of you? What it is, first impression? This is when you meet someone for the first time, okay? Yeah. So, and also the first impression is when you meet them initially. For example, for example, you never saw me, right? I entered in the class. And then, this is the first impression. You look at me, oh, this guy's pretty, he's attractive, he's dumb, or he looks like a poor, rich. So this is the first impression. When you make a judgment of the person that you're seeing. So this is a first impression. You're going to judge this person. Oh, this person looks like a rich person, looks like a poor person, looks like an intelligent, looks like a dumb. Whatever, you make a snap judgment. You don't know for sure. This is all your judgment. right? We call this first impression. Now I'm going to be talking to you about the science of first impressions. So do you think first impressions are important? Yes, but why? Okay, I agree with you. It's 100% important, but why? Anyone? You're not the only one answering, but anyone, this question is open to everyone. So why do you think first impressions are important?
Yes.
Yes, they are, but why? Yes, I feel like they are important. I want to explain why, but I wanted to know your reason. Why do you think it's important? Think about it, for example, you go for a job interview. You never met the person that's going to interview you. So if they like you, do you think it's going to be more likely that the chances are they're going to hire you? If they don't like you, they may not hire you. But if they like you, the chances of hiring you is going to go up, right? So let's talk about the science of first impression, okay? So I'm going to read a few slides for you. So whatever we like to admit or not, we decide if we like someone, if we trust someone, and if you want a relationship with that someone within the first few seconds of meeting them. However, we rarely think about our first impressions, and if we do, we aren't quite so sure how to make them better. So we practice what we wanted to say, we plan witty jokes, we hope for the best when it comes to those early moments. Most people, when they have to give a speech, like you guys did today, you kind of prepare notes, right? You kind of prepare, you go in front of the mirror and then to try to rehearse so you can do a good speech. But you never think about how people are going to see you. You only think about what they're going to say. But you don't think about how people are going to see you. This is your body language, how you portray yourself. Right? So, for example, today I was talking a little bit of things that how people are going to see you. If your voice is too low, people cannot hear you. This is going to make a huge impact down. If people cannot hear, they would not like your speech. If you don't make eye contact, I want to talk about eye contact. Eye contact, it is what establishes connection between you and your audience, and between you and somebody that you're talking to. If I'm talking to you, but I was looking at the ceiling, how are you today? Do you like my class today? Do you think it's interesting? But I'm not looking at you, right? You feel like, well, what's wrong with this guy, right? He's talking to me or what? He's never looking at me. So you need to make eye contact, right? So this is why I was stressing the importance. All right. So the thing is, we make those judgments in the first few seconds. Now let me talk about an experiment. So those two guys here, Nalini Ambadi and Robert Rosenthal at Harvard University, they wanted to test the power of our snap judgment. So they wanted to test how powerful it is our first impressions. So they decided to look at students' perceptions of their professors or teachers. So our judgment of teachers should only be made based on actual teaching content. For example, if you're going to judge me as a teacher, are you going to judge me based on my shoe? No, right? It has nothing to do with being a teacher. Are you going to base me if I'm wearing a tie? So if I wear a tie, I'm a good teacher? No, it has nothing to do with a teacher, right? So our judgment is supposed to be our judgment is supposed to be about teaching skills, the content of my class. If my content is interesting, it's going to help you learn, right? It's not about my tie, my shoe. So, not on their looks, behavior, or presence. However, this is not how we operate. For example, we understand if you're going to judge a teacher, it's supposed to be on the content, it's supposed to be on the knowledge of the teacher, but and not on the other stuff. But actually, this is not how it works, because when we make a snap judgment, we also do something about those other things. So let me tell you about this experiment. So for this experiment, Ambadi and Rosenthal show mutant 10-second video clips of a professors teaching outside participants. So they pick up a group of other people and they show them 10-second video of a teacher teaching. But the video was muted. They could not hear me. They just see me. Okay? They could not hear me. So they showed 10 seconds. And then those people rated the teachers of 15 dimensions of effectiveness, including warmth, optimism, and professionalism. So you saw the 10 minutes video and then, oh, this guy is professional, this guy is warm, this guy is optimistic. So you rate them, right? The evaluators had to make judgment based entirely on non-verbal cues because they could not listen, right? Remember, the video was muted. All right. The second part of this experiment was they cut the video clips 10 seconds to 5 seconds. And then they asked another group of people to rate the teacher. And they find out that, and then, okay, they cut for 5 seconds, and then they do another cut for 2 seconds. So then they cut the clips from 5 seconds to 2 seconds. The interesting is that the rating still did not change. So people who rate for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and 2 seconds, for example, they compare this group of people who rate the teachers for 10 seconds, for 5 seconds, for 2 seconds. The rating was the same for those 3 different groups of people. So they concluded that we make those snap judgment in the first 2 seconds of meeting someone, and that we rarely adjust it, even when we get more information. So it means that before somebody has the opportunity to speak, you already judge them. When you see a person, it's kind of instantaneous. Oh, I like this person. You did not even talk to this person yet. But for something that this person does makes you like them or not, right? So the first 2 seconds, people make those snap judgments. So we decided if we believe someone, if we like someone, and if we trust someone, even before we have heard him or her to speak. Here is the most interesting part of this experiment. Ambani and Rosenthal took the ratings for those teachers' clips and compared them to the students' evaluation. For example, I have been teaching the whole semester here last year. So they compared those ratings with the students from that teacher who has a whole semester experience listening to the teacher. And they find out the ratings for those people who have 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 2 seconds were very similar to those who are watching the whole semester of the teacher. So, again, the ratings were surprisingly similar from the students who watched the whole semester from those clips of 10, 5, or 2 seconds. So teachers who got poor rankings from the 2 seconds clips also got low rankings from the students who took a semester's worth of classes. So you can use the first impressions to have the entire interaction. So how important is the first impressions? For example, if you like me from the beginning, it would not matter too much if I do a poor job as a teacher. You still keep liking me. But if you did not like me in the beginning, the chances of you changing your opinion about me is going to be rare. This is they find out, right? So you can use the first impressions to hack the whole interaction. For example, when I was learning about this, I feel like I can use this as a teacher, right? So I have to teach my best class in the first day. For example, let's say you never saw me, right? So this is my first semester with you, right? So let's say, for example, I enter the class like this. So you never saw me, okay? And then I start setting up. Okay, this is one way. Another way, let's say I enter like this now, okay? Hello, everybody. How are you? So, is there a difference? Do you see any difference?
Yes.
So, for example, who are you going to like more? Somebody who entered here, not even looking at you. I enter here, I acknowledge, I look at you, right? Eye contact, I say hi, right? I'm not saying hi like this, I'm saying hi like this. There's a big difference. So, this is going to be the same for every situation. For example, if you go to a job interview, the guy who's going to interview you is going to like you or not like you in the first 2 seconds. So if you enter the job interview room like looking down, not making eye contact, like contracting, like he's not, the chance of his liking you is kind of like goes down. So you need to be looking more confident, friendly. You need to establish connection with the person you're going to talk to. In my case, is my students, right? And this is going to make you increase the chance of people liking you more. And this is so important because if they like you, they will likely to stay liking you for the whole semester. Right? This is so important. Even though, for example, if I came here, teach a class that's not so good, but you like me as a teacher already, so you're not going to change your opinion just because of one class or so. So you can hack the whole interaction by making a very good first impression. Alright, so what are the things that you can do to increase your chances of people liking you more or less? Okay? So they did a study with musicians and they hired violinists, right? They're all good. And this is the study with the professional violinists, all good players. What defined their rating was not clothing, attractiveness, or quality of playing, but it was defined by whatever they did before playing. So they did this in the musician, right? So do you think this is musicians are good or bad? So and they asked people to rate the musicians, and the rating was based on something that was not even in how they played. They did something before they played that they get their ratings high or ratings low. And this is exactly what I explained to you. If the musician comes in the stage, like looking down, not making a connection with the audience, people would not like them. But if the musician comes and see the audience, like acknowledge, oh, hello, how are you? Or maybe not even say anything, but just looking at them, and then okay, like nodding. For example, these are the things. Oh my goodness. These are the things that you can do to make the audience like you. Nodding at the audience. This is a non-verbal. You don't have to say anything. For example, you're speaking to me and I'm doing like this. So what does that mean? If you're talking to me and I'm doing like this. I like what you're saying. I am interested, right? I don't need to say anything. If I'm going like this, you feel, oh, this guy's paying attention to me, right? This guy is interested in what I'm saying. The other one, eye contact. I already told you about this one. Eye contact, very important. Confident walk and power posing stance. For example, this is a power posing stance. You see me taking more space, this guy looks confident. But if I'm like this, you feel like I have no power. This guy's kind of shy, right? So when you do those things here, people are going to like you more. For example, my class is like this. I'm always walking around you, high five, doing stuff like that. Because I know if I do like this, I'll be more fun, we'll be more engaged, you're more likely to pay more attention to my class, and perhaps you're going to like me more. And that's true. Alright, another tip. Palms, right? For example, some of you come here and speak like this, hiding your hands. So if you hide your hands, it means that people are going to feel disturbed, unconsciously, okay? For example, if you're talking to someone, they're hiding their hands. You might think, why is this person hiding his hand? Does he have a knife? He's going to stab me or what, right? So when you see a person's hand, it's a signal of trust. I have nothing to harm you. I'm friendly. And there's things that you can do with your hand. Palm up like this. Open gesture, suggesting best one to please the audience. You see me as more friendly. For example, if I say, can you turn on the lights for me? Like this, you see, oh, this guy is asking me a favor. But if I do like this, can you turn on the lights for me? You see like as an order, like I'm demanding something for you. So, palm up's friendly. Palms down is more authoritative. If I point, this is the worst one. This is more aggressive. This is a kind of demanding, a kind of a giving an order, right? So palm down, authoritative, commanding. Pointing is a kind of even irritating. It's more aggressive. So you only have a few seconds to make a killer first impressions. Confirm trust by showing your hands, right? For example, if you're working sales, people are going to come and need to explain a problem. You're going to sit down at the table. Do not put your hands under the table. If they see your hands, they're going to trust you more. They're more likely to buy the product from you. This is a tip for people who are working sales, right? And showing your hands, increase trust. Be a winner with your long stance. Do not walk like this, right? Walk more confident. And use the right amount of eye contact. So eye contact is kind of for example, if I start staring, right, looking at you all the time, something strange, this guy's staring at me, right? This is not good. So, but eye contact is very important. So you need to have the right amount of eye contact. Imagine, for example, talking to your boyfriend or girlfriend, and he's never looking at you in your eyes. So it means that something is wrong, right? So something must be wrong because he's never looking at you. So when he's looking at you, you kind of establish connection. Your trust increase. My mom used to say that the eye of a person is the entrance to see their soul, right? So if you look somebody deep in the eye, you're going to see, oh, this person is sad, this person is happy, this person is paying attention to me, you have better connections. So this is how important it is eye contact. Alright, so let me give you another point here. You guys know this TED here? Did you watch TED Talks sometimes? Do you know what it is? TED Talks is when you go to a place and you give a 15 or 20 minutes talk, right? Do you ever saw this before? No? It's very popular around the world. Even here in China, this is my Chinese phone. I have an app called TED. So you can watch the speakers talking about 15 minutes about something. They usually do those TED Talks in universities. You go there, talk about something, right? So this person here works at a science lab that study people. And she wants to know why some TED Talks are more popular than others. For example, she was comparing why is two guys, they have the same knowledge in the same field, and they give a talk in the TED Talk. So why people like more this guy and not this one? They are all good, knowledgeable, good talks. But why some people like more one than the other? And she kind of studied those talks and find out and have a conclusion. So those talks that are more popular, the speaker has more hand gesture. For example, if you're going to teach my class like this, not moving around, my hands always in my back, or maybe in my pocket, or maybe like this, you may not like my class so much. But for example, if I'm going to talk to you, I use my hands. I want to talk to you about 3 points. The first one, the second one, the third one, or a process. It starts here, then it goes until the end. So I'm not only talking, I'm using my hands to show what I'm talking to you about. So when you have more hand gestures, people are going to like more your speak, your talking. Okay? The second one is smiling. So when you smile at someone, usually you're going to smile back. This is how you make friends. For example, if you want to know I have this experiment. When I learned this, since I came here in China, I started doing something like this. When I'm walking in the campus, I was looking at someone, right? And usually when you look at someone, what do they do? For example, I'm walking, you're walking towards me, I'm looking at you. What do you do? It's instinctive. You look away. You don't stay too much looking at each other. You kind of right? You do like this, right? It's normal. So I learn about this, and then I keep looking. And I keep looking, and you guys look away, and then sometimes they look at back, right? And they find out that I'm still looking. So if the person look back, it is a good sign. Because if they don't look back, they're not even paying attention to you. But if they look back, it's because somehow you call their attention. If they look back and smile, I know for sure that if I go and talk to that person will be very likely to talk back to me and we become good friends. I am sure of this. Every time I look at someone and they look at back and they kind of maybe smile, I know I can go there and talk to them because they are a friendly person, they're interesting, they see a foreigner, they maybe, I don't know, somehow I call their attention. And this is a very interesting thing because I know what kind of people to approach if I want to make good friends. Because I know, this guy never look at me, so if I go and talk to them, they might not be interested in become my friend. But if I saw a person who give me those feedback, like smile back, look at me in the eye, there's our chances and more. Alright, the last one here is a vocal variety. For example, telling stories, or make your voice go up, go down, instead of just being plain, like for example, let me give you open up here. For example, if I want to read something to you like this, I'm going to read the instruction, okay, from your WeChat class group here. I start receiving some videos for the show and tell presentation. That is not what I want. I will have the class presentation next week from the show. Only if the case you cannot present because you do not. So, it's very hard to understand, right? It's very plain, and my voice does not have variety, so I'm just speak like this. You can even not understand, feels boring, and you're not interested. But if I read the same instruction, I start receiving some videos from the show and tell presentation. This is not what I want. We will have a class for those presentations. So I read the same instructions, those three first lines. Just because I read differently, using more intonation, maybe going down, up, look in your eyes, it makes so more vivid. It makes so more engaging. And she concluded that these are making the difference in every talk here. People, for example, who have more popular talks in TED Talks, for example, maybe this guy has 100 million views, the other guy has 500 million views. Why does the other has more million views? She finds out that they have more hand gesture, usually double. So if I have 100 hand gesture, the other guy has 200. So hand gesture is my vocal variety. And you can apply this in your own lives. It makes a huge difference when you go to a job interview, when you're going to make friends. I remember when I came here in China 4 years ago, I started reading those things, and I was kind of a little bit depressed. I was eating alone in the canteen, not making so much friends. It's kind of, I love my job as a teacher, but I was not making the best I could. And then I was kind of waiting for someone to make friends with me. And that's not happening. And then I needed to say, well, maybe I need to do something different instead of waiting. And then I was reading those books and maybe I would try something different. Instead of waiting someone to talk to me, I would be the one who take action. And then I start applying those things. And then it works. For example, nowadays, if I go to the canteen, rather than stay at the table alone, sitting alone, I usually see lots of students like you eating, right? With your classmates, with your roommates, and I see, well, the table is not full. I go there, I have a spot here, can I sit with you guys? And they usually say yes. And then I start conversation. Oh, what's your major? Are you studying English? Do you have a foreign teacher? Do you want to be my friend? Do you have WeChat? So I have so many things to talk about it. And I end up making good friends in the canteen. So easy. But I need to be the one who takes the first action. So I love this kind of talk here. I learned so much, so I kind of watch videos about it, read books about it, and I even prepared some. I remember in one of my classes I was talking about personal and professional development. I was teaching this in zhengzhou, and the only thing I was talking about is about those things. And I was giving my students the exercise, the things that they can do to improve their people skills. They're so important. Okay, almost time to finish, right? So 10 more minutes. Okay, this is the last slide, okay? And this is a book from this person, the same person who gave that TED Talk, right? So I believe the most important factor in career success is, so people answer this question. 4% of people said technical skills are important. And 96% of people said that people skills are important. What I'm trying to say is, technical skills, they are important. But if you are not hired, it doesn't matter, right? So you need to have a good relationship so you can actually be hired, and then you can put your technical skills to work. But before you get hired, your technical skills does not matter too much. Right? So try to cultivate more friends, try to improve your people skills, and this is going to have a very huge, very positive impact in your careers. So I hope you got something from this class. I enjoy having this week. This whole week was me watching the show and tell presentation. So students like you have the opportunity to come here in the front of the class, be a little bit nervous, right? But you need to practice more. You get relaxed. You can apply those things that we just talked about today, like people skills. And as soon as you get trying to do those things, you see that's not very difficult. You kind of start enjoying the process, and you see the results in your own life. And this is a good thing. All right. So, do you guys have any questions? Did you like this topic? Yes? No? Good. Okay, good. All right, so see you next week, and next week we're going to continue using your book, okay? All right, bye-bye. So how did you that? How long did you just start your stay. I have a few students that I met in the canteen, and they asked, so if I have time, can I go to your class? And I said, yes. I thought you were one of them.
I'm senior, and I'm preparing for the postgraduate entrance.
Oh, you graduated already?
Yes. I have an interview in March.